he would think that he can bring down the government by simply, being maliciously deceptive. That is wrong. I'm not somebody to, to go on that offensive in that manner. But Mr. Obi has crossed the line so many times. And I think that at this point, he has coming to him whatever he gets, he needs to manage it.
Following this threat at Peter Obi's life by the APC publicist Felix Morka, Peter Obi has reacted to it, saying that he has been receiving threats against his life. He asked the question, "Have I really crossed the line?" Writing on his verified X handle, he said, "I asked the question because my New Year message has now led to threats against my life, my family, and those around me. While I have received all sorts of messages, one Mr. Felix Morka has gone further to accuse me of crossing the line and has warned that I will face the consequences. I find it necessary to share this message again and urge everyone who has not seen it to watch. If I have truly crossed the line, I invite anyone to point it out, as I remain committed to upholding decorum. However, I will not be silenced in my resolve to speak truthfully, especially as our nation continues to drift toward undemocratic practices. We are increasingly transforming into an authoritarian and repressive regime, where freedom of expression is being systematically suppressed. May God help us create a better and freer society for the sake of our children." On the other hand, Atiku Abubakar has reacted to the threats at Peter Obi's life by the APC publicist. Writing on his verified X handle, he said, "The inflammatory remarks issued by the publicity secretary of the APC, Felix Morka, directed at Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the last general election, serve as a disturbing emblem of the current administration's unsettling strategy in addressing opposition figures. This threat against Obi, coupled with the prolonged detention of Mahdi Shehu, a prominent voice of dissent and others, signals a worrisome shift towards an authoritarian governance model where the rights of opposition voices are being suffocated." The choice of words used by the APC spokesperson, particularly the ominous suggestion that Obi has crossed the line, reveals an alarming disdain for democratic principles. Such language, rooted in hostility, has no place in a free society where civil discourse and engagement should reign supreme. A true democracy thrives on the healthy exchange of ideas, where the criticisms and contributions of opposition leaders like Peter Obi are seen as vital for the betterment of governance and the promotion of public accountability. It is not merely the right, but the solemn duty of a democratic government to listen attentively to the voices of its critics, to engage in meaningful dialogue, and to allow space for the articulation of alternative viewpoints. Instead, we are faced with a chilling threat that suggests Obi must be ready for whatever comes his way. What exactly does Mr. Morka imply by this? It is imperative that the ruling party provides clarity on this disturbing insinuation. Equally troubling is the crude and disparaging manner in which the APC spokesperson has framed Peter Obi's calls for constructive engagement, likening them to a lawless Wild West scenario. Such reckless and derogatory expressions cannot be tolerated, and it is incumbent upon the APC to issue a formal apology to Obi and the Nigerian people for such disgraceful language. The case of Malam Shehu, languishing in detention without any clear explanation for his continued imprisonment, adds to the growing concern about the erosion of freedoms in Nigeria. If there is anyone who has truly crossed the line, it is the Tinubu administration, whose continuous vilification of opposition figures as mere irritants to be crossed is a dangerous precedent. It is now time for all men and women of goodwill to intervene, urging the Tinubu government to recalibrate its approach to dealing with dissent and opposition. The time has come to put an end to this stifling of voices that are crucial to the health of any functioning democracy.
I think Mr. Moka is playing a script. He's possibly trying to impress his masters, because he was talking about Peter Obi's achievement in Anambra State. I think he has to go back and read properly before, tempering to address Peter Obi's performance in Anambra State. But first of all, we have to warn Mr. Walker, or whatever he calls himself.
Felix Walker.
Prince Walker. Obedience are very patient people. We are wounded in 2023, and we accepted it, and we kind of accepted our principal's plea for us to be calm. But let him be warned that anarchy is at the corner. By the time he starts to threaten Peter Obi, he has no right to come and, speak the way he's speaking. Peter Obi is a decent man. In fact, obedience are angry with Peter Obi.
Another reaction to the threats by Felix Moka, APC's publicist, at Peter Obi's life. They always react in such an irritating manner. When they are criticized, they leave the subject completely and start talking about the person's character, what he did in office, blah, 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 as if that is the subject. Nigerians are no longer interested in all those campaign lines. What happened during the presidential election campaign? We are now focused on the person that is in charge. The buck stops at his table. He should solve all the problems, not trying to tell us this person didn't do this. He didn't deliver any landmark project when he was governor. He didn't do all that. All these are diversions. Face the issue. The issue is what? Nigerians are dying of hunger. Nigerians are suffering. And it wasn't as if suffering started today, but it has become triple-fold or even more since they came to power. It's not about stealing it or grabbing it like they say, but about doing something with what you grabbed. Can you manage what you grabbed? Can you focus on governance and deliver results? Is it all about propaganda, condemning people and trying to behave as if no one has any right to criticize you or condemn your actions or even proffer solutions? Like Honorable Ikenna said, Nigerians are actually angry with Peter Obi. They feel he's not doing enough. They feel he's too soft, that he failed to take advantage when he was robbed of the election last year, that he should have allowed Nigerians to protest. Maybe they wouldn't have sworn this man in. Maybe something else would have happened, but no one knows. The truth of the matter is that no matter what they do to Peter Obi, he will never change and become like them. You see, Nigerians don't like nice people. People who are soft-spoken, they are showing empathy, generally being nice. They don't like them. They seem to like more people that are wicked, people that are treating them bad and making them to suffer. They like to embrace such people. That's why some people are angry. They are truly angry at Peter Obi. They feel that he's not forceful enough, that he's not talking the way APC goons talked when they were in opposition. All the type of language, incendiary language they used against Goodluck Jonathan in 2012 and before the presidential election of 2015, no one did anything to them. They didn't see it as inciting the public at the time. Today they are in power. No matter how you frame your speech, they always find a way to say, you are crossing this line, you are doing this, you are doing that, just to stifle free speech, just to put that fear in people to stop them from talking. So imagine if they spend all this energy they used to attack the opposition, if they use this energy to actually govern, if they use this energy to go after all the people causing problems in this country, all the bandits, the terrorists. A terrorist organization just overran a military base in Borno State. They should concentrate on all this. If they are truly working, no one will have time to be listening to the opposition. Nigerians will feel what they are doing. Governance isn't hard. It's only in Nigeria that they make it look like rocket science. It's because they are engulfed more in self-aggrandizement, in all their frivolous lifestyles. They don't want to know what is happening, what Nigerians are suffering, are going through. That's why they can't deliver good governance. So the effectiveness of opposition is actually in the hands of people in power. If they are not performing, opposition will thrive. But when they are performing, opposition will become non-existent. That's how it works. A government that will succeed will be known from the first day. You will see all the signs that they will succeed. But this particular administration, there is no sign. They didn't start well, they will not end well. The signs are there that they are not prepared to govern. There's a reason Tinubu has one of the largest cabinets in Nigeria's history. He has the largest aides, all the SSAs. Imagine how many aides that are only working on publicity for him. You have the SSA media, you have this, you have that, spokesperson that, spokesperson this. Why he has all these men is because of propaganda. They want to govern by propaganda. They want to push narratives. And you need men to do that. You need many men to hold different spokesman positions to do that, to push narratives on social media. But this time around, the opposition is very ready for them. It's not like in 2015 when the government in power, Goodluck Jonathan's administration, couldn't match them propaganda by propaganda. Yes, despite having the state resources, they were only hoping on election. Of course, Jonathan was sharing money in dollars at the time to buy people to vote for him, to bring people to his side. But they were concentrated on the media. Everything they will happen it. Like El Rufai said here, the job of the opposition is to find loopholes, whether the government is doing something good or not, even use propaganda to take advantage of the situation.
Is to look at even good things that they are doing and say they are not doing it well. That is the job of opposition. So we have no apologies for pointing out to Nigerians that this government is incompetent and has failed to provide security. If you say we are politicizing it, fix the problem so that we can't politicize it. Okay? Are we politicizing breathing of air? Every Nigerian can breathe air. We can't politicize it because there is no problem there. But if you fail to supply petroleum products and we say you are failing, you say we are politicizing it. Fix the problem so that we don't politicize it. If you say that there is terrorism, we are politicizing it, eliminate terrorism. 5 years ago, nobody is talking about terrorism in Nigeria. Under Jonathan, it has become an industry. And we should not take advantage of their failings so that we secure the votes of Nigerians in the next elections. There must be something wrong with them.
So you can imagine, after doing all this, they can't take half of what they dished out when they were in opposition. Imagine people who used all sorts of means to get to power. They are now against all that they used. All their tactics, the propaganda they used to get to power, they are now averse to them. It doesn't make any sense. This is why Nigerians must speak up. Wherever you are in the marketplace, you are in your place of work. If you can't protest, you can't talk about bad governance, then it is on you. You have to speak up because this is your right. No one can give you your right. Just like Fela sang, human rights is everyone's property. You can't be saying you are giving the person human rights. No, everyone is born with the human rights. No government can say they have to give you this or a portion of the human rights or take back this or take that one. All the people they have charged the past few months, imagine charging someone for insulting Tinubu's son. Imagine arresting someone for no reason at all. They haven't charged the person but he's still in detention. There are many people like that under this regime, as if we are under a military regime. So anywhere you find yourself, you must speak up while Nigerians wait for 2027 presidential election, where everyone is expected to troop out en masse because it is your only way of contributing in a democratic setting. You can't do anything otherwise, because if you make the mistake of falling into their trap or breaking the law or doing anything that they will capitalize to punish and silence you, then you have made that mistake. They will take advantage, because that's exactly what they are looking for. They are looking for a way to shut you up. Don't give it to them on a platter. So everyone must continue speaking up and remember to at least do that your civic responsibility, which is coming out to vote. Do not think that it is a wasted effort. No, it is not a wasted effort. When you hear that people are coming to rob you in your house, you do not open your door wide open for them and allow them to come and have everything on a platter. No, without even putting up a fight. That's too cowardly. So everyone must do what? Speak up, come out on election day and cast your vote and try to defend that vote. Make sure the will of the people is upheld at your polling unit. Thanks for watching.